never shall surrender the glories of our past, but shoulder still to shoulder, protect them to the last. We must and shall go forward, we'll never travel back, and forever, aye forever, we shall hoist our Union Jack, and forever, aye forever, we shall hoist our Union Jack.
I'll remember, I'll try. It was nearly July as we walked down the road. I remember the year. There was me, there was Sam, Jimmy Sloan, and McCann would enlist in the volunteers. And the man says to me, boy, I hope you will see and remember this day all the things you've been taught. It could be now and then we will fight once again for the things that our grandfathers fought. And I swore like the rest, to the badge on my breast, to the gun in my hand, I will fight for my land. With my hand held high, I took that vow when I joined number 1 platoon. And deep down inside, my heart fills with pride. I remember the men who have fought through the years. I could name quite a few, but to me and to you, they were Ulster volunteers. And the man says to me, boy, I hope you will see and remember this day all the things you've been taught. It could be now and then, but we will strike once again for the things that our grandfathers fought. And I swore like the rest, to the badge on my breast, to the gun in my hands, I will fight for my land. With my hands held high, I took that vow and I joined number 1 platoon. And the man says to me, boy, I hope you will see and remember this day all the things you've been taught. It could be now and then we will fight once again for the things that our grandfathers fought. And I swore like the rest, to the badge on my breast, to the gun in my hand, I will fight for my land. With my hands held high, I took that vow and I joined number 1 platoon. With my hands held high, I took that vow and I joined number 1 platoon. With my hands held high, I took that vow and I joined number 1 platoon. And I joined number 1 platoon.
Well, we've got Gail wanting to come on for a quick chat about her views of what happened to drummer Lee Rigby. We'll get her on and see what her views are. Hello, Gail. Chris McGurk here for Regimental Blues Radio. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How's yourself?
I'm good. I'm shocked at the death of Lee Rigby, but I thought you were wanting to have a wee discussion on your thoughts about what happened.
Is that about the London village?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an absolute disgrace.
Oh, it is. That goes with itself.
Whether they're British Muslims, or whether they're Muslims in their own country in Egypt or anything, I think it's an absolute disgrace. And my heart goes out to that woman that sat with the guy, even though she knew he was dead, basically.
That's right. You would think that she would be first page, wouldn't you?
Cameron, pardon?
You would think she would be on the front page of all the newspapers. The woman.
So this is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
I have to do to his family, to his wife, and everything else. But the biggest disgrace, that woman wasn't even put in the front page.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
and you've got David Cameron, if you look at breaking news yesterday, that about he was going to be on the Muslim side, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it is wrong to a point. Politicians, they need to be politically correct, right? But then they've not got that old famous British backbone that the rest of us got. But
all I'll say to you is on that is they're good at voicing and what we've to do and what we've not to do, but they'll take your taxis.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that I want to mention, and it might open up a full discussion here for other people that are wanting to actually come on and chat like yourself. The other point I want to make is these people are coming over here, okay, rightly or wrongly. And what's happening is you're getting white British men and women, and they're converting to Islam because we are allowing the teachings of Islam in their own country. What I mean by that is out of the taxpayers' money, you're getting mosques built. You're getting all these.
And there's probably 1,000 people in Scotland that go to work. What are we paying taxes for? To be controlled, to keep all these Muslims and everything. I'm not saying every Muslim is horrible, nasty, and evil.
Yeah, and that's a fair point. That is a fair point, because the fact is, all your men, say for instance, you walk in and it's a horrible stigma they've got, your little local corner shop, right? The majority of them are from a different country.
Pakistani.
Yeah, right. So my point is, now where these men are up at say 4 or 5 in the morning, they're bringing your rolls and they're working. And notice a fact, and I've noticed this for a long time. I'll go in there at 5:30 for my newspaper on my way to work, and when I go back in at 7:30 to 9 o'clock at night for my bottle iron brew, whatever it is I'm going out for, it's the same man that's sitting in there. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that man is working hard.
24/7.
Exactly, but what's happening is these people...
A lot of your lazy white people will not do, because but the government, again, is feeding them methadone, but they will not give somebody with Alzheimer's, dementia, a tablet because it costs too much.
Yeah.
This is it, Gail, right? Because the fact is, we are in this... Exactly.
Who are we in this country?
Exactly, right? And I agree with every point you're making. And the thing is, when you say about these people coming in, the fact is, and it is a genuine fact, this all happened with people coming over here to fill our jobs because they weren't getting filled. And this is years and years and years ago.
Who do you blame for that?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah,
because
exactly.
Because they're getting handouts for years.
Exactly, but then...
They're still getting handouts.
Yeah, but then we'll go back to the main point, right? We'll go back to the main point about the young Lee Rigby, okay? He was brutally slaughtered on British streets where he was just simply walking back to his camp. I've walked up this road probably early last year. I used to walk up time and time again, right up past the artillery barracks. There's a little school, there's a little roll shop. You know, at the top of it, there's a little crossroads that you see in the news at the bottom. There's also a crossroads right up the top. There's armed guards all the way by. And it's broad daylight. So it's an attack that's never been happened before.
You want to go into this, I can go right into it. The police shot the two British Muslims, who's British citizens, right?
Mm-hmm.
You watch this, they survive now. Right, they got NHS treatment, then they'll sue the police for shooting them.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and to be honest...
What we've done remain in our country who serves a purpose for us.
Yeah, and to be honest, what you've said there is...
Spot on.
It is spot on. There's Peter that's come back and said, we must have a zero tolerance policy like Australia. Which is true. Do you agree with Peter there, Gail?
Yes, I do.
Because,
Yes, I do.
yeah, it's an absolute cracker of a statement because Australia take none of this nonsense. What we need,
So
in
why
my
are we
opinion,
taking it?
what we need, in my opinion,
Because
is someone with backbone that is a proud Brit. Because let's face it, this country's not a proud country anymore. There might be proud Britons.
It's come into Parliament, whether it's a Labour, whether it's a Tories, whether it's SNP,
Yeah.
whoever, they've promised us us, what have we got?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Nothing. We get classed, if we call somebody black and whatever, we're racist.
Yeah, I brought up this point before, Gail, right?
It's your country.
Yeah, well, this is a point I brought up before, okay? We've brought up, we've all been brought up in a democracy, okay? So, say for instance, I follow football and I call someone a name that's not the nicest, right? That's deemed as sectarian, okay? If I call these men that slaughtered that poor Lee Rigby on the streets there, if I called them, say, the word Paki, or I called them a or a Hamiltonaki, or a curry, right, exactly right.
Pakistani.
Yep, I'll get back to my point, right? Or if I called them a curry muncher, say for instance, okay? All these names that are deemed inappropriate, and I would get done with racism, okay? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I have brought up this point before. Now, calling me a racist, or a bigot, or a sectarian person, does that not go against the laws of democracy? Because surely to God I'm allowed free speech in my own country.
Hey.
Bastard, and that was disappointing.
Yeah. So, I mean, end of the day, and another point, these men would never be allowed to go into normal prisons. These men will need to be segregated, which will cost us more.
No, put them into the British Army and let them suffer the way that guy did.
Exactly. Now, ideal scenario.
Don't keep them in the prisons.
Ideal scenario, right? What I would like to do is give... See these families are people that are dying daily due to these horrible rapists and murderers, right? And including these two men here, I would give the family a sheeted up room, have this man tied down, and let this family go in and do what they want with this guy.
No, put the British Army into them.
Well,
because what's Cameron going to do, protect them?
yeah, well,
Is he only breaking news yesterday?
Yeah, that's the thing. If you get another last point before I move on, Gail.
Aye. Do you want me to say it right over the fucking ear?
Here we go.
The banker needs to go, and all the black bastards need sent back to their own country. End of.
Go, Gail!
Yep, Gail, I'm pretty sure I can't openly agree with you, but what I can do is give you a wee clap. And even though... Yeah, well, what I'll do, Gail, is thanks very much for coming on. And I'll open up the floor to anybody else that's willing to come on and have a quick chat and any response to anything else you've said. Thanks for coming on, pal.
No bother, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, Gail.